Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPR Radio. This is Friday, February 25th, 2022. Today I'm going to do something totally different, something I've never done before, and I was going to do an energy show tonight, and we may still do that later. But on the way here, Spirit told me I had to do something else. So I am going to do what I'm calling my first fireside chat, where I'm going to share with you what I see is happening in the world and how I see it, and some of what's happened to me personally. And before, I get into that and get into the fireside chat, I want to tell everybody, anybody who's done energy work with me, God, you guys rock. Absolutely. I am so honored to know all of you. God, it's going to be a show where I might cry a lot. And I'm holding a lot of hematite, so I'm trying not to. I have to tell you guys, what we have achieved doing our energy work is absolutely incredible. And don't think it isn't. We have helped people awaken all over the planet. Canada went off. The people of Canada, oh my God, they were incredible. And they were crushed. Now, I expected the dark side to do something in retaliation, and they've done this before, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But wow, what they have done this time. And yesterday I was crushed with everything that was happening on the planet, Canada going into fascism, and seeing how Trudeau was crushing them. The war that the United States started with Russia. And I'll get into that in a little bit. I've got friends with their family members are ill that I've been working with. A dear friend of mine yesterday told me she had some work done that because she was depressed, that it's experimental, that the doctors put something on her brain and it gave her electric shocks and screwed up her brain. I was a little distressed yesterday. Sometimes you just got to step back and go, oh my God, you just need to take 5 or even the whole day. So when I said that darkness was going to retaliate, I meant it. And they've done this before. 10, 11, maybe 12 years ago, I don't know the exact date, the world started awakening again. And God, it was exciting. My friends and I were giving it so much energy, just like we are now, okay? And what happened was Egypt awoke. And they started protesting in the streets, and they did it the right way. They did it nonviolently. And they picked up after themselves. And it was so incredible that a lot of the military stood with the protesters. And then it started taking off like wildfire. Another country in the Middle East awoke, and then another one and another one. Human beings were saying, we're not taking it anymore. But they were doing it peacefully. And I kind of stood back and, we're giving all this energy, and I'm waiting and I'm going, God, when is the United States going to awaken? When is something going to happen there? And then Wisconsin, and I can't remember why. I just know they started protesting, and God, it was exciting. So what did the other side do? They created a tsunami that affected a nuclear reactor in Japan. And they created this nuclear disaster. And you know, guys, we are at war. And darkness retaliated when people of light awoke. And honest to God, I didn't see it coming. I mean, who would dream that the other side would be so nasty they would start and really cripple the nuclear reactor? Well, what are you going to do when you got people awakening and you're doing energy work and now you've got nuclear reactor going off? Where are you going to put energy into? I put it toward the nuclear reactor. And what happened? Well, everybody was putting it toward the nuclear reactor. You know, it took our attention away from all the protesters. And it died. It died down. They were crushed again. So here we are, back again. You've got people awakening all over the planet. And guys, just because fascism happened in Canada, oh my God. So I'm sitting here right before this show and I'm scrolling. And I just went to, one of the pages. And one of the first things I saw is that Australia people, over 2 million people went to the streets to protest their rights. And that is amazing. So they're squashing it in Canada, but Australia popped open. Okay? They can't get rid of us this easily. So we've got to keep up our energy work. You know, it's not a choice. And it's a matter of who can put out the most energy, light or dark. That is who's going to win. Now, what is also brought up is what the World Economic Forum is all about, and Klaus Schwab. And thank you, Canada. Thank you, Justin Trudeau, because you are such a hard ass. People all over the world now know the name of Klaus Schwab, which, you know, he was, what is he? Okay. And what is the World Economic Forum? The World Economic Forum is where a bunch of very wealthy people get together, the kings, the queens, the very wealthy, the 1%, and decide what they're going to do with the common folk, which they look at us as cattle. We are nothing to them anymore because they want to replace us with machines. That's what transhumanism is. Elon Musk letting us know he's creating this AI robot that's going to replace humans. Thank you, Elon. You're just give me warm fuzzies. You know, all these guys do. So the person that put together the World Economic Forum is a man named Klaus Schwab. And if you look into his background, and this is absolutely true, Klaus was born during World War II when the Nazis were in power. His mom and dad supported Hitler. Very, very big support of Hitler. They were in the industrial world. So this is Klaus Schwab. He was indoctrinated into the Nazi. He believes in the 1,000-year Hitler reign of the Nazis, cancel, clear, delete. And all his life, he has secretly gone all over the world doing whatever he had to do and whatever he had to say, getting people involved in the World Economic Forum, which is a Nazi program. He wants the Great Reset. And the main one is he's telling us that we will own nothing and be happy. Well, I'd like to reverse that, and maybe Klaus will own nothing and be unhappy. Now, what's coming out is, if you look at the world leaders that are being the hard asses on the planet, that are doing the major lockdowns, that are insisting on the jabs, they are all proteges of Klaus Schwab. And that includes Justin Trudeau, Jacinda in New Zealand, what's going on in Australia. Klaus has his tentacles everywhere. He even comes out and brags about it, that, you know, how he's put so many of his peeps in the world cabinets, and that actually he kind of owns half of the Canadian Parliament, which is why they allowed Justin to do what he wants, because Justin is also a Klaus protege. Now, if you look at it, if Justin Trudeau allowed the truckers and the people to win, Klaus and the dark side knew they couldn't allow that, because it would catch on, and it already is catching on, so it's too late. But that doesn't mean they're going to hurt and harm the people of Canada, which they are. I mean, my God. They've repossessed the trucks of those Canadian truckers. They're taking away their insurance. They've confiscated bank accounts. Can we say Nazi here? And if you don't think it is anything else but, Trudeau government took over $9 million of truckers' funds, and they would not allow that money to go to the truckers. Now, GoFundMe had to give that money back because someone just kind of said, not only is it fraud, it's like stealing. You know, they said, oh, well, we're going to keep the money and just give it to people that we think deemed should have the money. It's like, I don't think so. And then the truckers went and got another GoFundMe, and Canada stepped in and confiscated that money and confiscated the assets of those people. Matter of fact, Pat King, who's one of the leaders of the Canadian protest, oh, they've got him in jail. He's a political prisoner, and they won't let him out. And they won't let him out on bail. Why? Because they're afraid he's going to do it again. What can I say? I would kind of hope he would. But this is how dirty they're gotten. This is how desperate they are. And if we don't do our energy work and keep up with it, that fascism, that Nazi energy is going to go around the whole wide world. And we've seen it pop up in many, many places. So it's okay, you know, to have a down day, to take Rescue Remedy, to get yourself out of that energy, that take the trauma out of your body, of everything that's happening. And remember, guys, this is war. And you have to remember the other side is doing their work, and they're going to fight just as hard as they can to bring darkness onto the planet. And we are going to fight just as hard to bring light onto this planet. You know, I've got Quantum Leap the World Enlightenment stamped on my soul. You know, live with that one. No frustration there, is it? Not over all these years. But I've seen a lot of good things happening because people are awakening. And I know if you stop listening to the mainstream media and just stop their lies, oh my God. You know, they want to push us into war with Russia over Ukraine. And if you know a little bit of history about that, the United States backed a Nazi coup over the democratic leadership of the Ukraine. So that part of the Ukraine, under my understanding, is under it's Nazi-held territory. So when Putin come out and say that he wants to really clear out the Nazis, and people are going, oh my God, listen to him, he's out of his mind. No, he's not. He's actually speaking the truth. And this is how twisted everything is. So don't believe everything that you're hearing, and do research. You know, it's really, really important. Well, I think that's enough of my fireside chat. And, I wish I could do more and actually answer. Marisol, hi. I don't do this very well. It's so hard for me to talk and read at the same time, especially when I'm doing energy work. It doesn't happen. But I have done energy work for, oh my God, ever since I became an awoke person. They got me doing light circles, and all these years out of the group that I started with, I'm the only one doing energy circles still, except I get to do it on radio with a huge audience, with huge Earthkeeper crystals to amplify what I do. Not bad, huh? And I always figure, if the work I wasn't doing, and it's selfless service, it's not for me, it's always for others. And this is how I've been brought up. You do not pray for yourself, you pray for others, and others pray for you, and then really magic happens. And I got this huge Earthkeeper to amplify my energy work, and it's always been about earth work. And my thoughts were, and whether you believe it or not, or you have these feelings, is for the planet to become an awakened, enlightened planet, you also have to remove that which is holding people down. And that's the dark magicians. And that's freeing the elementals, air, earth, fire, and water, from doing the bidding of the dark side. And it's also my understanding that when the dark magicians have control of these elementals are stuck to them forever until the good magicians come and set them free. So this is what I focused on, setting the elementals free before something happens. So when they are called to hurt or harm, that elemental can choose not to harm and to calm down. And the most example, God, that I really love is I've been working with the water elemental. I live on the island, Hawaii. People have nightmares about tsunamis here. Well, it's an island. And, the tsunamis that we have had here since I've been working with the water elemental have been really small. I mean, 2 inches, 3 inches, 5, and maybe it'll wash away the floor of some of the stores, but that's it. Okay. Nothing major. But I was sitting down one day watching the news, and they were talking about how this cruise ship was out in the ocean, and this rogue wave came out of nowhere. And almost flipped the ship over, but didn't. Now, that told me is, oops, well, who created that rogue wave? And the water elemental chose not to hurt or harm. So we can free the elementals. We got to cut ties with the HARP and the CERN, the frequency machines, the 5G, and everything that's coming at us that's stopping people from connecting to the Creator. And that's where we come in. The people that are awakened do the job for those that aren't awakened. The more energy we put out, those that are ready to tip into enlightenment will get that energy and they'll tip. So, like I said, it's really important that we don't stop the energy work, to keep directing it, to keep calling down that enlightenment energy. And, if you want to focus it even more and focus it on Klaus Schwab and just the WEF, the World Economic Forum, and all the CEOs, everyone that's, connected with them. And trust me, there's a lot of people. It's like an octopus. He's got his tentacles and everything. And I mean tentacles, I mean Klaus Schwab. So keep doing the work. And, I'm going to keep doing the work on the radio show. So, all right, now I think I'm done chatting. So let's do some energy work. All right. Whew. All right. So I want you to sit down, put your hands in your lap right now, and I want you to start taking some gentle breaths. I want you to breathe in light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you. And imagine all that unwanted energy going through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. So you breathe in light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you. And imagine all that unwanted energy going through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with more light. So as you're doing that, I surround each and every one of you in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the violet flame of transmutation, the green flame of healing, and I seal you in the pink flame of love. And I'm going to call to all your teachers, guides, masters, the whales, the dolphins, the cosmic beings, to invite them in and to amplify our work. So what we're going to do is we're going to create bubbles of light and put the energy work in there. And I'm going to ask that you send energy into that bubble. Oops, excuse me. No, I don't have beer on the side. I burp up energy, so I guess I started early. All right, so I want you to put energy into that bubble, and then actually in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine this, oh my gosh, happening. All right. So I want you to take another deep breath. And as you exhale, I want you to feel yourself reconnect to the Creator. And this incredible divine energy comes pouring into your body, coming into the crown, flowing all the way down your arms, out your hands, down your legs, out your feet into the earth so you're grounded. Feel it flow down your spine. Feel yourself totally consumed in this divine energy. So allow that energy now to come down your arms, out your hands, into the center of this bubble of light, out all your chakras. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in all the police on the planet, everywhere. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. We call to the higher selves of all police who has any intent of hurting or harming any earth protector, protester, anywhere on the planet, asking for your permission to help these police and law enforcement individuals to reconnect to the Creator, becoming enlightened beings at one and at peace with all humans and all life forms and the planet Earth. This is foreign or domestic. We see all dark, etheric, astral beings that have overlays on any police law enforcement officer that is keeping them from connecting to the Creator. Be removed from them now. See these dark astral beings tied and bound. We send them through the violet flame to clean up their energies. We now send them back to the Creator, filling that space up with a being of divine light. As the police law enforcement have this unwanted energy removed from them, we see them begin to reconnect to the Creator. Their hearts are now unblocking, so they start having feelings and emotions that are kinder in nature, hearts filled with compassion. We now see the reptilian part of their brain begin to shut down, disconnecting them from all the satanic rituals that bound them together, resulting in the God brain being reactivated. Now, we also ask that all the police and law enforcement see all the protesters as their mother, fathers, sister, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, lovers, friends, people that they would not dare hurt or harm, but have much love for. And we're going to ask all these divine beings to step forward in the light. And if they choose not to, which is their higher selves, we ask their higher self and guardian angel to put them in positions of harmlessness now. Let them be offered jobs that will give them a better income elsewhere, that won't hurt or harm anyone. See all the police funding for all their equipment and more troops be cut from them and redirected to peaceful protest groups. See all their equipment breaking down as we call Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut the ties to all their elementals, and that's their guns, whether it's their trucks, cars, the LRADs, drones, planes, helicopters, anything that's going to be misused against a protester. And as those ties are cut, we call the violet flame through it all, reconnect all these elementals back to the Creator, and now we command them to be neutral, to not work, to misfire, and do this in a way no one will be hurt or harmed. And this is including sending energy to the horses so they will not cooperate with their riders. Now let's send energy to all those people that are protesting, and anyone that is hurt or harmed. Let them receive care. Let them also be divinely inspired how to move forward in ways they won't be hurt or harmed. Let them be inspired in ways they can get all their funds back. Let them be divinely inspired on how they're going to protest, and do it in a way where no one will be hurt or harmed, and they will be 100% successful. All right, now let's send energy to all those peaceful police and domestic and foreign who refuse to cooperate with the government to hurt or harm anyone, who choose to stand with the peaceful protesters. Let them be filled with light. Let them be filled with joy. And whatever their souls need, and if that means getting them a better job elsewhere, let that come. All right, fill that up with light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to create another bubble of light, and in this bubble of light, let's put in all the people that are sick. And I don't care why. We're going to ask that we're going to cut ties to all energy and all dark energy they've taken on, cut ties to whatever thoughts, feelings, emotions may have created this out of balance in their bodies, whether it was something chemical that created out of balance in their bodies. We're going to call the violet flame through everyone and see it expand and cleanse and purify and neutralize anything toxic, anything poisonous in their bodies. And now we're going to send energy to their heart chakra and allow this energy to go where it's needed, to raise that energy where it's out of balance, so everything is in harmony in the body, to give them the energy they need either to heal or move on, which is their choice, not ours. And we also call to their higher self to send them everything they need to heal, no matter what healing, whatever healing modality will work for them. Let it be sent to them in a way they are open to receiving, and they will put it into practice and they will see results. All right, put everyone in this pink flame of love. And we're also going to call, if they are under any doctor or nurse's care, to their higher self to be divinely inspired and guided, to give their patients what they need to actually heal. To be able to stand firm and only work with healing modalities that will work. All right, fill everyone up with joy. Oh, send them bliss because they need it. And let's fill it up with light and love and take a deep breath and release it. So I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put the WEF, the World Economic Forum, and all the CEOs in there, and especially Klaus Schwab. And we're going to call on Michael to come forth and cut all ties to all dark energy, all oath vows that they have taken with each other, with groups. Cut ties to the Great Reset, cut ties to the digital reset, cut ties to the Fourth Revolution, cut ties to Klaus's Nazi fascism. And as all that energy is removed off of each one of them, and see all of Klaus's energy be removed off of every one of the WEF members. See it come back to him. And as that energy is removed off of all those beings, see them be able to reconnect to the Creator, to become awakened spiritual beings, to realize what they are doing, how they are hurting the planet and all life forms. And to be able to walk away and shift that energy toward the light and start doing works of good. We're going to ask them all to step forward in the light, and if they choose not to, which is their free will, we ask their higher selves and guardian angels to put them in a position of harmlessness. We're going to surround them in a bubble of mirror. The mirror faces them. It's 2 inches from their nose. And as long as they do that dark work, we're going to ask that their energy is contained in the bubble. But we're going to add the violet flame so it transmutes that energy, so they have no forward movement. The bubble of mirrors stays up 24/7, 365 days a year until they do works of good. We're going to ask that Michael and all divine angels remove all overlays of protection around those people so they can be seen. They can no longer be hidden. We're going to ask the Goddess of Justice to bring up all their plans to the surface so everyone sees what they are in a way that they can be stopped and their plans reversed, that light moves forward. See all those WEF members that are part of world governments being removed or retired, don't matter, whatever works. And by removed, I mean elected out and replaced with an enlightened human being. We're going to ask that if it's for their highest good, all the WEF CEOs and members of the WEF, including Klaus, if it's for their highest good that their karma come back to them now, over 100,000 fold for what they have done to the earth and the world and humanity, then let it be done. And I step aside as it's returned. And for those WEF members that are enlightened, we're going to send you energy so you become even more connected to the Creator. And that you start working in a way that helps the planet move toward the light, not toward slavery. All right, fill that up with light and love. And we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right. Let's create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, let's put in all the animals. The cats, the dogs, cows, sheep, all the wildlife. Any animal that's been abused, And we're going to call the violet flame through all of them to transmute any energy they've taken on, any hurt or harm, to transmute any chemicals or poisons they may have taken, pharmaceuticals, radiation. Let the violet flame transmute all that. See them all being reconnected with the Creator and filled with light and filled with much healing. And as we're sending all the animals, we're going to call the higher selves of everyone on the planet and ask people to really start respecting nature and the animal kingdom and the sea creatures. And start working with them and start trying to save them, the species. That's enlightenment in action. And let's send energy to those divine beings that are actually doing that. All right, let's take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, so let's create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, again, I want to put in all the light workers, all the energy workers, all the protesters, all the awakened humans, all the spiritual warriors, awakened and that are going to awaken. And we're going to call and ask Michael, remove all dark energy from around them, anything that's trying to hurt or harm or take their soul or crush their soul. Remove that energy, remove that trauma. And we're going to call the violet flame through everybody to help everyone clean up this energy. And as it's done, see everyone reconnect to the Creator to become an even more awakened spiritual being, filled with all these new possibilities. See all the light workers filling up with so much light that they're magnetizing everything they need to them, other people to work with, divine abundance, and so much abundance that they have more than enough to pay off their debts, to live comfortably, to fulfill their divine missions, and have more than enough to share with others. We call the Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, to clear the obstacles out of light workers' way, clear the obstacles out of the protesters' way, so they're all successful. And see groups coming together and sharing their resources. And because they're sharing their resources, becoming even more successful and quantum leaping the world into the golden age, farther into the golden age. And now let's send energy to everyone's heart chakra. See everyone being recharged, regenerated. We're going to ask the Creator to send everyone some of their heart's desires. And that's when they get them, they're able to recognize them with joy and share that with others. So others has hope that it'll happen for them. And when it does, they'll be able to recognize it. All right, fill that up with light and love. And we're going to take a deep breath and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, I'm on a roll. Let's create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, I want to put in everyone that's incarcerated. Everyone, including the guards, the people in charge. And we're going to ask around each prison, jail, we're going to anchor the violet flame there and see the violet flame just blaze through the whole area, transmuting all dark energy, transmuting all dark thoughts. And we're going to ask the Creator to remove any dark energy, any overlays around anyone in those areas, so they can reconnect to the Creator, become awakened spiritual beings, and be kinder to each other. We're going to call the higher selves of the guards to be kinder to the prisoners, and if they choose not to, we're going to ask their higher selves to let them find a better job elsewhere, replacing that being with an enlightened human being. That has compassion. See the inmates getting along, being kinder to each other, acting out their heart, being more understanding, becoming more awakened spiritual beings. And for those that they really need to be released, let them be released. If they haven't done anything, simple marijuana charges, petty theft, let them get out. And see everyone else that has to be in there being given chances to rehabilitate themselves and have futures. All right, fill that up with light and love. We'll take a deep breath and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, I want to put in all the dark magicians, whether they do voodoo, witchcraft, Santa Maria. Oh, excuse me. That's a lot of burping, releasing that energy. Woo. Woo, we put them in this bubble of light. We're going to call their higher selves to step forward in the light, to quit doing their dark work. And if they choose not to, which is their free will, we ask their higher selves to put them in a position of harmlessness. We cut ties to all their effigies, everyone that they're trying to manipulate, and see them on those people, the effigies and people they're trying to manipulate, pull all their energy back to themselves, off of all those people. And as it's happened, these people are able to reconnect to the Creator, become awakened spiritual beings, and get away from them. If they are misusing any elementals to hurt or harm, as in effigies, we're going to ask their altars burn in physical flame and release all that energy, all those elementals, but do it in a way where nothing will be hurt or harmed, except those effigies. We're going to cut ties to all the oaths they have taken together. Anyone that's satanic, cut the ties to their oaths, their vows, their gods, their programs, their dreams for the earth. And as that energy is pulled off the earth and off of everyone, we send it through the violet flame back to God. We call the violet flame through everyone and everybody to transmute it. And we're going to call down the energy of heaven to permeate every cell, atom, molecule, and every living thing, every life force, to raise the planet's energy and the vibration of everyone, including the dark magicians. And again, if they choose not to move forward, which is their free will, we ask their higher selves to put them in positions of harmlessness where they can harm no one or misuse any elemental at all. And for those that have chosen to stop, we're going to send them a lot of love and ask that they keep their courage and they can keep going. And maybe encourage other people to walk away from that dark path and into the light. All right, fill that up with light and love. And we're going to take a deep breath and release that. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right. Like I said, I'm on a roll. See, this is what happens when I do impromptu. I just rattle them off. So we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, I want to put all you guys, everyone that's listening, anyone that's going to listen later on. And imagine yourself in this bubble. I'm going to call to Michael to cut the ties with any dark energy that surrounds you. Remove that energy with your permission. Allow you to reconnect to the Creator and really fill up with all this incredible high healing energy. And that energy goes to the part of your body where you need it, raises that space so your whole body is in harmony and you're very comfortable. I'm also going to ask the violet flame to blaze through, to cleanse, purify. And now feel yourself really reconnect with the Creator and just fill up with light. And as you're filling up with that divine essence, I'm going to ask your higher self to activate your divine blueprint for perfect health and allow that to start manifesting. And if it's manifesting, see it amplified in your body. I'm going to ask your higher self to activate your divine blueprint for all the spiritual gifts you came in with. And that you magnetize to yourself everything you need to learn from them for free. And allow that to manifest in your life. Now I ask your higher self to activate your divine blueprint for divine abundance. And see that activated and manifest in your life. Now allow all this energy to integrate in a very gentle, kind, loving way with your cells, your atoms, your molecules, all your internal organs going all the way down into your DNA. And now I'm going to ask that you imagine each member of your family is with you. And if they're family members that you're having trouble with, we're going to ask that Michael remove that energy, cut those ties, remove it from both of you. And from your heart to theirs, send energy. And then feel they're going to send energy back to you and feel it going out to them. And then coming back. Now imagine yourself hugging them. Now feel yourself sending that heart energy to the rest of your family. And they're sending it back to you. And there's a brand new, incredible bond of a functional family. And now if there's any people in your life that you're having trouble with or disagreements with, see them in this bubble and send energy from your heart to their heart. And now feel it being returned. And now send it back to them. And now feel it being returned. And now send it back one more time. Feel it being returned. Now feel yourself hugging them and saying, I love you, I forgive you. Please forgive me. And now feel yourself hugging everyone in your family. Oof. All right, let's fill this all up with much light and love now. And fill it up with joy and divine abundance and everything you and your family need. And may Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, remove all obstacles out of your way so you can fulfill your divine missions in joy and have more than enough to live a comfortable life, fulfill your divine missions, and share with others. So fill that up with light and love. And we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Well, that's it for this week. And let's do 3 ohms to close. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. Sai Ram, so be it. And we give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Mother, Father, God, thank you for bringing us together. I'm going to ask that everyone that participates tonight receives a divine healing, and that you guide us into doing not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. You need to ground. Put your feet flat on the floor. Feel that earth energy come up. Feel yourself becoming very centered, very clear-headed. Feel your energies now. Again, start to ground, pull in body as that energy comes higher up your leg. Feel yourself become even more centered, more full of these incredible possibilities. If you're still high after the show, and I mean energy high, I don't know how warm or cold it is by you, but go hug a tree, go outside, get dressed, put gloves on, and you don't have to do, you could be really, really quick. Go run out, put your hands on the tree, send all your excess energy into the tree. You only have to do it for 30 seconds, and then ask the tree to send you energy back, and boom, you will ground. If you don't want to do that, then eat something. I know, good excuse to eat, right? Don't want to do that, take a shower. That usually works too. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and putting up with my fireside chat. I will try not to do that too often. Next week we'll be doing more energy work. We really need to do it. This is War, guys, and I'm in it. So tell people about the show so we can get together, do energy work. The more of us there are, the more successful we're going to be, and the more we're going to quantum leap the world into the golden age. Keep sending the people out there that are awakening energy. Send the protesters in Canada energy, especially Pat King, who is in jail right now. Send energy out to all those people in Australia that are speaking out, and anywhere in the world. They need us. We're the magicians. On that note, this is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPR Radio. This is February the 25th, 2022, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Aloha.